What's up, you guys? So, I've been reading this audiobook called The Happiness Advantage. By the way, listening to an audiobook, whatever. It's called The Happiness Advantage by this psychiatrist person named Sean Anker. And it's interesting because for a really long time, as you guys saw in these videos, my whole thing has been success. I need to make money, and I need to make a whole bunch of money, and that's when I'll be able to be happy. Because all the things that I needed and I wanted in order to be happy required a lot of money. For example, being able to be free, independent, survive. Honestly, I don't even have a lot of things that I needed. It was really just about survival, to be honest. And survival was just so expensive in the US, and any sort of job prospect was either too far off, for example, becoming a doctor, too far off, I can only start making money in my 30s. But to have the budget that is acceptable for me, and who knows what kind of laws will change by the time that happens. Or just the jobs that I was able to get, the jobs that were kind of out there were just not enough for basic everyday living. So I kind of had this dilemma. How do I reach my success? I have to first become successful, make money, find a job, whatever. And this book is interesting because it's all about happiness being the thing that causes the success in the first place. And I definitely think it's true. The whole idea of the book is happiness causes success, not the other way around. You can't pursue success until you're happy. And it's true, because when you're happy, it just turbo boosts everything. It's like trying to run a marathon with a broken leg. You'll get there eventually, but wouldn't it make more sense to fix the broken leg first? Find a way to get healed and then run the marathon, and you'll get there so much faster, instead of running a marathon for the next 20 days with a broken leg. And so anyway, that's the whole idea, and I definitely agree with it. I think it's really important to find your happiness first, whether that's exercising every day, finding cheap ways to be happy that don't require you to have your bottom line filled. But the problem is, and I think we don't realize this because a lot of us live in the West, in America or in New York, Australia, Canada, whatever. A lot of us in the West think that what we're going after is luxury. So how could I, other countries are so poor, we're rich, other people are poor. And so of course, if we're not happy, it means that we're spoiled and we're just chasing after luxuries. And other people in other countries are, they're starving. They're actually trying to survive. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. That's not true. Other people in other countries, the reason why they're happy is because their barrier to survival is a lot lower than you. And in the US, for a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people, it's not about luxuries. It's not about I need my Prada in order to be happy. For a lot of people, it's not like that. For a lot of people, it's legitimately, I need shelter and survival in order to be happy. And they just can't have that. And I think just because the number, even if people here in Colombia or other countries will look at the number of how much people make in the US, they'll be oh, you make $20,000 a year? Wow, you're rich. Because $20,000 a year will get you pretty far in Colombia or in other places. So they'll be oh, you have everything you need. You're obviously a spoiled brat, and you're obviously you can find a way to be happy, but you're not. You're just trying to be extra successful. You're just spoiled. You're just trying to get that extra premium level of success. You're trying to go for like, you know, the chauffeur and all that. Like, no, that's not the case. $20,000 a year in the US is barely survival. And I'm definitely not making an argument for like some kind of communist redistribution, which is the reason why other countries are poor in the first place, because of bad ideas, bad money ideas. But I'm just letting you know that just because you make more money in the US in a dollar amount, it doesn't mean that your quality of living is necessarily going to be bigger, because you really do need so much more just for survival, just for food, just for basic shelter. It's not comparable what your life would be like with $20,000 in literally any other country, most other countries. So The Happiness Advantage, I think that book is so true, like from a psychiatrist's perspective, the idea that you need to be happy in order, like if you're, it's like I need money in order to survive. Well, I need to feel okay and survive and be happy in order to make money in an efficient manner. If you're happy, you can like turbo boost your success. That's very true. The problem is that I think a lot of people don't realize in Western countries that like it is actually about survival. Like it is getting to a point where people are like not able to afford food. They're not able to afford basic shelter, you know, and like we say, oh, you know, I grew up my whole life in the US, like until, you know, a couple months ago, saying, wow, we're so spoiled. We live in the US, we're so lucky. Everywhere else is a shithole. Everywhere else, people are scrambling for food. Look at Venezuela, they can't even get a gallon of milk. Look at these other places, oh, poor them. And then you come here and you are like living like a king, and everyone looks at you and they're like, wow, I want to go to America. I want to live like a king like you. And you're like, dude, I live like a king because I'm bringing my dollar here. Like, you know, but in America, I could barely afford to eat. Like I was losing my bank account, my credit cards, because I wasn't paying my bills, you know, because my credit score was sinking. And so like, you know, and obviously there's people that are much smarter than me. They're much better than me, you know, and you guys, I really commend you for it. But like, I do think that a lot of people in America they're not surviving. They're really not hitting like the basic rung. And people from all other places in the world, because there's like this reverse, you know, because so many Americans are going abroad, they're spending their money, things are like, you know, so they'll kind of look at Americans and say, wow, like that's happiness. Like I wanna achieve, like that's like, you know, premium level. It's premium level because it's in your country. It's not premium level in their country. And so I definitely agree with the Happiness Advantage that you really need happiness, like basic happiness. Go sunlight, exercise, get out there, get out your office, you know, like be around other people that are happy. But the problem is like nobody's happy. Like I just don't see a lot of people that are happy, like genuinely happy. But I do actually see genuine happiness in a lot of places around here in Colombia, like in small towns especially. You go to these small towns, everybody's happy. They're so excited to like, you know, and they get so excited when they see Americans. And I don't know, I mean, people are happy in the US and especially smaller towns. Suburbs, like, you know, go out there a little bit, but misery is contagious. And also, like, by the way, I was watching this, you know, someone on the internet saying that, you know, people that aren't depressed will never understand us depressed people. People that aren't depressed are always going to say, go outside, get a walk. They don't understand depression. Depression is real. Depression is forever. And it's like, dude, I understand that you're depressed, but talking to more depressed people, being insulated around a group of people that are also depressed is not going to help you. Like, that's literally just going to make you more depressed. And, you know, like, maybe it's hurtful to you, the idea that there's other people in the world that aren't depressed, but if being around anybody is going to help you be less depressed, it's going to be being around people that are less depressed, you know, because those people, it's contagious. Happiness is contagious, depression is contagious, and like, I really don't understand these idiots that are like, oh, I hate it that like there's people that are happy in the world, there's people that are wealthy, so I'm just gonna like, you know, insulate myself and stay away from those people as much as possible. Well, maybe it's annoying that they're happier than you and they're more wealthy than you, but being around those people or learning from those people will at least give you a little bit more than you had yesterday, in terms of knowledge and in terms of like being able to figure it out. So anyway, I don't even know why I got to this place with it, but thanks for watching this video, and I definitely will be posting less frequently because I want my videos to be better, and I am tired of my ugly face in these ugly videos. Like, I want to make it way better quality, but I also don't want to like fall off the map until I get there. So I'm gonna keep posting, just not very regularly. And I hope you guys are all having a happy day, and yeah, find your happiness. Hope you're able to find it in a cheap way. Maybe go to smaller towns, or I don't know what, but find your basic stability, and then you can start building your big businesses and big successful ventures. Anyway, have an awesome day. See you guys in the next video.